Live from Los Angeles, it's Friday night. Time for Kruse Control, and here's your host, Brian Kruse.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Friday, everybody's happy out there. It's Friday, November 8th, 2024. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I'm your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a fantastic week. You got a lot of stuff done. Feeling fresh, feeling smooth, feeling debonair. Out there in that dance floor this weekend. Rock it out. I think it's the best day of your year, best life of your life. And you're ready to rock and roll and meet somebody and kiss them and call them Susie and Sally and Sammy and Sue Samsonite. It'll be fantastic, but love that Samsonite. Anyways, everybody, join me back on Kruse Control. We love him so much. Matt 3G's our fellow producer here on Kruse Control, Mr. Ronald, Todd, Woodward. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, and aloha to you.
Can't worry.
No worries at all. Nope.
It's so good to see you around. Yeah. How was your week been?
This week's been good. It's been fun, sprinkled with some serious stuff and coffee with a friend, and there you have it.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes. It's great. It's great to have that, meet a friend once in a while. It's always nice to meet a friend for coffee. I'm excited to see. Yeah, it's been.
Ron, how's 3Gs going?
3Gs are going great.
I always love seeing him, Ron. It's always fun to see him pop up. It's always great.
I'm on the freeway now on my way to dropping him off at school.
And some voiceover every once in a while too. I've been seeing.
Yeah, it's the car picks it up, so I can't. My voice doesn't work on it, so I just do the voiceovers, and I think it's kind of funny, actually.
I kind of like it too. It's like that the moment in time you're seeing. It's like almost like your inner thoughts in a lot of ways too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And sometimes it's nothing of what I was talking about on tape.
That's the fun part about post, right?
Exactly. Yes.
You make it work. But I'm happy to have you back again. Good to see you, Ron. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
We have a great time tonight. As always. And also joining us back, everybody, we know and we love him, our tech director himself, the Thirsty Daddy, Mr. G.R. Waters. How you doing, G.R.?
I'm doing great, Brian. It's Friday.
It's Friday. How was your Thursday, G.R.?
Shitty. Sure happy it's Thursday. Shit day.
Oh, yeah. And now it's Fridays, which is Slap Happy Friday. Happy
Thirsty
day.
Daddy, you okay?
Thank God it's Friday.
I know, it's
they went
nice.
out of business, didn't they?
Who went out of business?
TGIF.
Who did that?
Did it?
Oh,
Did he
okay,
did
Peppy.
Yeah, his fault.
I know.
Parties there.
Too many parties on Friday just messed everything up. I agree. Well, good to see you, GR. It's going to be a fun night. Happy Friday.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. And also, it's Friday. We're always happy to see him on a Friday. We love to have him on a Wednesday. If we're not humpy, we're having a great time. We're celebrating. Everybody, welcome back, our intellectual himself, Mr. Mike Casey.
Oh, wait, we're not getting humpy tonight, Brian. Okay, no, it was cool. I appreciate you guys inviting me. I'll see you a little bit later.
There's no humping. Mike's out of here.
That was a fake out. Take off the earbuds. Cans? You call them cans, right?
Take the cans out. Good to see you, Mike. How you been?
I'm good. I'm super good. I'm especially good because GR and Ron and I were having an awesome Hawaii conversation. These sons of bitches got anecdotes, and it's great to hear them. It's not always like on-air story time, but sometimes there's off-air story time, and it's pretty compelling content, I must say.
It's great.
So
there's great off-air content that people need to see a lot of times. So I will have to delve into that world some more as we kind of keep developing here at Kruse Control.
They'll see it. Queen will see it. Queen's just invited all the time.
Yeah, Queen's always here. Come on, Queen. Good to see you, Alfred. Welcome to Kruse Control. Angel, nice new picture. Love to see that, man. And I'm happy to have you back here, Mike. It's going to be a fun night.
Thanks. Hi, chat.
What's up, chat? Good to see you. Good to see you, Queen. And also, everybody, me's here. What are you doing, Peppy? How's it going?
Bringing sexy back.
You're bringing some sexy back, huh, man? That's great. How do you do that?
Because I'm the motherfucking pep star.
All right. That's great, man.
Holla.
You. Yeah, man. All right. We got some stuff we got to talk about, though, okay? Good to have you back, Peppy, as well. Happy to have you all here tonight. Happy Friday. We got Dave here too, but I think his service is just horrible, guys. I keep telling him he's got to get new Wi-Fi. You think he could afford it? but I think something weird is going on. Maybe he's in some offshore out there someplace, just developing coconut remedies for people's illnesses. So that's probably what's going on, right, Mike?
Likelihood, Brian. Yes.
Yeah,
You're correct.
Probably.
I tried to let you down easily by telling you I found you disgusting.
All right, man. All right. Yeah, that's Dave.
Clean.
Anyways,
They're talking about Mad Magazine in the chat.
What's going on, man?
I still want to derail. Like, I love Mad Magazine. It's like
What's
such a
going on
massive
with that?
cultural influence. Yeah, it's because we got Al in the house today.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, round of applause for Al. But thank you all for being here.
Right, Brian. That's the name of the kid with the "What Me Worry," like.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's who our guest is. He's the model for.
Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, look at him. Hey, yeah, hey man, good to have you here. Thanks for being here.
Guy. That looks like a CG image or an AI image.
Hey man, maybe you had a little work done. It's been a while that's gone by. Just give him a break.
Haven't we all?
We all have. We all get older. But thank you all for being here as always. Appreciate you. It's going to be really a fun night because it doesn't matter what night it is on Kruse Control. It can be a Monday, a Wednesday, a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday, a Tuesday, any day of the week, especially a hump day. There's always one thing going on, everybody, and that is a lot of breaking news. Come on. All right, the very first thing I'll talk about is Moana. Because the sequel is coming out and everyone's saying that it might just beat Inside Out 2, which is like the highest grossing animated film right now for Disney. It blasted over that billion mark, no problem. This is coming out not too far, and they're projecting $135 million opening weekend, which would be pretty fantastic for this, especially because it's going on Thanksgiving weekend. So at that time, it'd be breaking some barriers. It would break through Frozen, which made $125 million. It would be massive for Disney, and they're hoping big things. Of course, they have the whole cast back. Animated form, the live action one's still coming. We'll have to find out if they can beat Inside Out. I'm interested to see it. I mean, like the first one, there's some good music. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. The Rock's, The Rock solo was awesome. That really was. But The Rock's also got another movie coming out that people are kind of trash talking. That's Red One, everybody. The story of Santa Claus being abducted. And his number one elf, The Rock, has to get Chris Hemsworth. I would say Chris Pine.
There's a lot of them.
I know. There's a lot of them out there.
Let's go through the list.
Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth. No. Chris, why am I going blank? Fucking Chris Captain America. Man, we got Chris coming in with him to help save the day. And it's not looking good because everyone's going nuts about this. Coming out November 15th, not that far away next week. And they're calling it outrageous but ineffective Christmas schlock. Also, one of my favorite ones here that I heard about one of the early reviews, because like the embargo just lifted. Someone said it's ho horrible.
Whoa.
that's a
the most obvious possible joke you could make if it's bad.
I know. Chris Evans, everybody. Round of applause for Chris Evans.
Thank you.
There it is. It hit me finally. But $250 million budget. Now, we talked about this like a couple months ago, where this was a movie where people were saying The Rock wasn't showing up and causing the production millions of dollars, hence why it just expanded past $200 million for the actual budget. He said no, there's mixed rumors about that, but that's this movie about Santa Claus, and it's not looking good based off these early reviews. I still want to see it. It looks interesting. J.K. Simmons is a Jack Santa Claus? Come on, guys. I love that shit. I also want to see Mickey 17 really bad because that's coming up. It has been pushed again. It was supposed to come out in January. Now it's been pushed to April 18th to get into that Easter weekend, which makes me actually a little bit more positive about this movie.
Why?
But it makes me
Why,
positive,
Brian?
though,
I was really excited. I was ready to go to the theater.
I know, but the thing is, you think about a January, like January coming out, most of those movies are expected to be bombs. January, February. The fact they're putting in a big weekend like Easter weekend means they have some faith in it.
Means the cut looks good.
It looks good. They spent a lot of time on this, and honestly, it should be good. I mean, honestly, Bong Joon-ho, who did like Parasite, he directed this. This is movie Sensen, and Warner Brothers has been waiting for a long time to release this. Bunch of reshoots. I'm just interested. The trailer came out, looks fantastic. And there was Michael Jackson's biopic was that weekend. It got pushed to October 3rd. And so they had this opening and they threw this in. So if you haven't watched the trailer yet, check it out. This looks fantastic. And I'm so happy that it's at a big weekend, which makes me very positive this movie's going to be fantastic. Hopefully. But I'm really excited also. This is an exciting night about Fallout Season 2. And Macaulay Culkin is signed on now for the second season of Fall, everybody. Good old Mac Attack himself. I love Mac. I worked for Mac on American Horror Story for a while, Season 10. Fantastic guy. Really super nice. Really fantastic human being. He's gone through a lot as a child actor. I know that 100%. But his character, though, they're saying he's playing a crazy genius type character.
Perfect.
Which I'm like, huh, would you say? Did you say pervert?
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. You said perfect. I thought he said perfect. I'm like, it's not a pervert. He's a scientist.
No. Perfect.
Perfect.
But I think this is great for Mac. And he's a great person. And so this next season is going to be fantastic. They're shooting right now in Los Angeles. Production moved here. And I'm excited to see where it goes. Probably going to be a long time, though, because it's the Westworld production company that does this. It's like, it's Lisa Joy, and it's Nolan doing this. So it's going to take them some time to make this happen. But I can't wait to see where it goes. It's going to be fantastic. Everybody's screaming for something else besides Fallout, and that is the Menendez Brothers. And now there's an update about this because George Gascon was kicked out of his DA position here in Los Angeles after the election. So after that, we got Nathan Hochman coming in, and he's saying, guys, it's still going to happen. So if you're wondering what's not going to happen, he's still going to push forward very much so to make this happen. The release come forward for Eric and Lyle Menendez, which were sentenced in 1989 for the murders of their parents. And he's saying he's not going to delay this for any kind of delay's sake. He was calling a political move the reason why Gascon waited this long to actually bring this forward. And he said, on my end, I will work as fast as I can to make this move forward and expeditiously through all the information that he's got to see. He says he's got to look through it, get it over to Gavin Newsom's desk and all that, but he isn't going to delay this. He wants it to happen fast if it's going to happen. So if you're excited about them getting out, this is a big thing that with Gascon gone, it is still moving forward. And after Deadpool 2, it sounds like we might be moving forward with more Gambit with Channing Tatum. That's right, because what Ryan Reynolds said recently was that Disney and Marvel are obsessed with his character after his performance in Deadpool and Wolverine. And of course, the little bit of back history for this couple before, he wanted to do this for back in the day for Fox. He was trying so hard to be Gambit for Fox, back and forth. They had a production moving forward. It got canceled, breaking his heart. It's one of those roles just like Ryan Reynolds had for Wolverine, or I mean Wolverine for Hugh Jackman, for that combination, but also be Deadpool. Just like his movement that he had, that he wanted, it's the same thing he's saying is happening for Channing Tatum. And because they actually finally saw him play the role, the studio will probably move forward with this because they really want to see where this character can go. So it's a big day for Channing Tatum, and he's probably super excited to see if
Yes, suck up to Ryan Reynolds. That's where you get somewhere in Hollywood.
No applause for that. No applause for that. Right, Mike?
That wasn't me. I think that might have been the symbiote on his back there.
That's very
Hey, what about the pep star?
Did my impression not fly, Brian? Or did you not see the movie?
You didn't get off the ground, Mike.
I get it now.
No, you didn't see it. You didn't see Venom 3, GR. I'm not taking your criticism on that.
Actually, I did see Venom 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we watched it together. But
right.
I get that now.
In which case, I will take the criticism, GR.
You're barking up the wrong tree, brother.
Not you, though, Pat.
I love you, Mike. You know.
Yeah. But also something else that after a long time coming, Channing Tatum's will be Gambit again probably, but after a long time coming, we're going to get next season, season 5 of Stranger Things. And now it's been officially announced that it's coming in 2025. Now, there was a bunch of rumors it's coming in 2026 due to the strikes. And then before that, of course, with all the different holdbacks they had with the casting, they were like, this is going to take forever to come out. They were expecting 2026, but 2025, the official release has come out. They put a little teaser out for it, 8 episodes dropping at that point. So if you're a fan of Stranger Things like I am, and I've been waiting for this shit for a long time, you're super excited to see what happens and how it actually has this big finale ending that's going to go down. They actually released the titles of the episodes. We got The Crawl, The Vanishing of blank. They're not telling you what that is. Their Turnbow Trap, Sorcerer, Shock Jock, Escape from Kamazats, The Bridge, and The Right Side Up is the finale name. So I'm excited to see about this, guys. Finally, we're going to find out how this ends after all this time. And, please let it be fantastic. I know it will. And we're also very excited to see who will be the next Bond and Daniel Craig, got asked if he's going to help with the transition onto the next Bond in a recent interview. And this was with Variety with Drew Starkley. And so he's talking to Drew about this whole thing, and he asks him, hey, Andy, do you see if they're going to be part of the transition, be in that movie to help move the person over? And Daniel Craig just says it very flatly, I don't care. That's it. I don't care. So he's not going to be involved. He's like, moving on. I'm done with Bond, and that's it. And he laughed afterwards. So if you expect to see any more Daniel Craig Bond, you're not going to see it ever again. I'm surprised almost that we got a Gladiator 2 because we almost didn't get Gladiator 1 finished because Joaquin Phoenix tried to walk off the set during Gladiator 1. Of course he did. We've been talking this for a long time about how he's been always like having problems on set and like almost leaving multiple productions. Ridley Scott came forward and said, yep, this happened. After all this time, he's doing press. He said Joaquin Phoenix literally was about to walk during production. He said that he was in the prince's outfit the whole time, ready to go, ready to shoot. He says, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And then Ridley Scott said, what? He tried to walk off set, and Russell Crowe just turns and said, this is terribly unprofessional. And apparently, at that point, Ridley Scott was able to talk him down, get him back to set. The same thing happened on Napoleon recently, where he was going to walk away from Napoleon 2 weeks before production was beginning. There's like another production happened where he was going to be playing like a gay character back in like the 20s, and he walked away from that production like 3 days before they were shooting, which cost them a bunch of money too. So he's got a tendency of doing this. He almost left Joker as well. And so it's good that people are behind him. And even Ridley Scott said that he knows how to work with him. They're like family at this point because he has been able to get that idea of how to make Joaquin actually like stay and get the job done and get that performance out of him. But honestly, guys, just do the job. You sign up, do the freaking job. On a side note, Gladiator 3, he's still writing that script, and he's calling it Influenced by The Godfather Part 2. So if you're excited about that, much more Gladiator coming. And Ridley Scott is holding no punches back because he's talking about Quentin Tarantino too, guys. And recently he talked about Quentin Tarantino and his whole like 10th film, I'm retiring, I'm done. And he said, his words, not mine. Ridley Scott goes, I don't fucking believe that bullshit. Shut up and go make another movie. So that's what he says about Quentin Tarantino. He's like, just shut up, man. Just shut up. Stop saying I'm not gonna make movies. And he went on and was saying that, people say that all the time and don't do that. Just do what you do. Don't give us some bullshit like I'm done this time, because he probably won't be done. So I love this man stepping up and saying stuff like this and being very vocal about it. It's fantastic. It really is. Because Gladiator's coming out. It's got to, of course, compete with Wicked on their opening weekend. And Ariana Grande was recently talking about Wicked and about getting back into film and like what's that's been doing for her in her music career. And then she said because she did Wicked, now she wants to go back to theater. So she's telling her fans that she's going to take a little step back from the music, other performances on screen, and take that time and delve back into the stage where she fell in love with theater and acting and everything else again from the very beginning. So more or less Ariana Grande, I think, after. Then again, Wicked is like 2 movies. There's a lot of stuff going on there. It's a lot of time. So she probably wants time away from all that. We all need that after a while. R&R. But you know what? Honestly, good for her. She's done a lot. I hope this movie's good. I hope it's good. I don't know. I hope it's good. People are doing great reviews about it. It's like the new Barbenheimer, they're calling it, with Wicked, with Gladiator and Wicked. Wicked-ator. I don't know. We'll see. But speaking of The Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland's ruby red slippers are up for auction from the 1939 classic MGM musical. And right now they're going for a current bid of $812,000. $812,000. And if you do buy it, if this does go through, you have to actually pay a premium, an upfront winning bidder fee to the auction house of $1 million, $1,500,000. I mean, like, what? Like, what? Like, I don't know. Whatever, guys. Like $1 million, like $1 million more on top of that. They're not even spending $1 million for the shoes. They're paying $1 million to the auction house. These are really rare, though. Like, there's only 3 of them made. These were actually worn by her in multiple scenes, Wizard of Oz, when she was, there's apparently the Smithsonian, too. There's a bunch of these out there. There's like 3 of them out there. They're very rare, but... Wait,
Brian. 3 of them made or 6 of them made?
3 of them made.
4.
You're funny.
Interesting choice.
You're funny. You're funny, Mike.
What does 3 of them made mean? How many shoes?
All that money for the slippers.
Brian, there was 4 pairs made.
I thought it was 3. There's a 4?
It was 4.
So it's 4 pairs. That's 8. There's 8 of them made.
One more time for you, Mike. One more time for you.
Jeez. Yeah.
A lot of breaking news, everybody.
All right.
A lot of breaking news.
I got a pair I was selling for that money.
You're right, Mike. There's much more than that, There 2, 4, 6, 8. We got 8. But there was actually some that were actually stolen and recently gotten back from like a museum. So it's great these are getting like returned and people are able to honor this legacy. So it's a big thing, Wizard of Oz. It really was. And hope Wicked's good. I really do. Ron, can Wiki be that good?
I think so.
I think so too. I have a good feeling.
Yeah, I do too. It's been rather hush hush about it, but Ariana, yeah, I just think it's
Cynthia, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're a great combination. And honestly, the thing is, one thing I'll say about it too, we said in the show before, it's like, it's 2 movies, but the first movie is longer than the whole musical, which is interesting how that makes sense, but that's how we do it. We fill in the blanks more. That's what happens in movies. So it'll be interesting to see what they're adding, if they're add songs. I just hope Lin-Manuel doesn't write the songs from, because he did that shit for what was it? For, not Aladdin, Little Mermaid. And that was like the worst song in the movie. I was like, what are you doing, Lin-Manuel? This is like, Scuttlebutt does not need to sing. Do not make Scuttlebutt sing. I don't hear about the Scuttlebutt. Nobody needs that.
Yeah.
And Aquafina doing that too? I love Aquafina, but come on. I'm a Scuttlebutt. No, he's that.
Well, they made Joker singing. Look how bad that was.
It didn't work out too well for him, did it?
No, it did not.
GR's got that Scuttlebutt tonight, right, GR?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, everybody, this is that time for that 1 minute on the clock for all my guests. Everybody say, is there hot takes? Let's do it. All right, now it's time for those hot takes. This is the time to put 1 minute on the clock, and all my guests get 1 minute break down all their hot takes on all the latest breaking news. Now, can they make it before that bomb blows up? Or will they not? It blows up, it explodes, and we're done. That buzzer goes off. They have to stop those hot takes, and that's it. Their time is up. But you know what? Maybe they're the best hot takes in a minute. That's up to you to decide. You as the audience, you vote it up and tell us who's the hot take master for this Friday edition of Kruse Control. And I can't wait to find out who is the hot take master. Let's go to the panel right now. All right, buddy, who's going first with these hot takes? Let's do this. Ron, how you feeling? Who should go first? What are you thinking?
I'm good. I'm trying to pull up the screen of the hot takes. Let's have GR go first.
All right, the Thursday day. The first time on Kruse Control, we just did breaking news. All right, we got all those topics. Can he hit all the 10 topics? We have 11 tonight? Or is it 12? I think it's 12.
He just said, ooh, when you called his name, which to me bodes well.
I'm feeling good about it.
5 seconds a topic.
Feeling good. Look at that. 5 seconds a topic, GR. You can make that happen, right?
Oh, you can totally do that. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to try, you know.
You got that twinkle in your eye. You're ready to do this, I know, GR. All right, here we go. Get thirsty as you are, GR. Get those hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Finally a family film that we can enjoy. Red One. Is it The Rock's first bomb? Mickey 17. I bet that's the real number of times he died in the film. Culkin in Fallout. I love the show. At least he's not left home alone. The Menendez Brothers. It won't happen, Brian. They're just gonna review the info. That's what he said. Gambit finally getting a movie. Stranger Things in 25. Thank God. Yeah. Daniel Craig says Dilligap to Who's the Bond. I think they're afraid to pick one is what it is. Joaquin almost walked. I wish he had.
Right?
Shut up. No, that's appropriate. Grande going to theater, her first love. Good for her. Red slippers, if I had a spare mill, I'd buy it.
Yeah, GR, you look great in those. Great hot takes, GR.
I don't think those things would fit me, Brian.
How's it feel, GR?
It feels marvelous, darling. Simply
Great hot
marvelous.
takes. Great hot takes. GR, put those. You know what? That's for our after-hours show, GR, and the ruby red slippers. That's only for Patreons, of course, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You can come into the after-hours show.
It's time for some thirsty auctions, everybody. I can see it right now.
That's good branding. Thirsty auctions is like oh, you gotta get in there, get what they got.
Get them right now.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Thank you,
Run out of time.
Hell yeah.
All right. Also, everybody, there might be some low-key drinking happening tonight, too. So if you want me to drink some more, let me know. But I am definitely drinking.
Like, that'll stop you.
explicitly encouraging the audience to ask for that. Brian, but like, what's the name of the Bond in the like Knives Out, like Glass Onion? What you talked about him?
Oh.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
You got
Daniel
a
Craig.
Daniel Craig outfit on, man.
Thanks, Alfred.
Oh yeah.
I kind of do a little bit, right? I kind of do a little bit. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just like,
those Georgia suits intend to be a
Georgia
little bit
suits,
lighter
sorry.
colored, Brian.
oh, that's a great accent. Round of applause for Mike's accent right there, everybody.
You have the most
You have
soothing voice. It's just soothing.
I was trying to explain to Ron, I was trying to explain to Mike on Wednesday about how difficult it is for the thirsty daddy to get this whole audience in the room, and how him and Peppy are just like working long hours starting the show off, especially on Fridays. Those are big nights just to get that crew in here, that crowd to actually be here. And I gotta say, he didn't believe me. And I'm like, come on, you gotta tell him, Ron, right?
Well, our rooms are so small; it's hard to get the 1,000 people in there.
I'm sure, but if anybody's going to do it, Yar is.
That's fair.
That's true. That's very true.
Diddy did it.
It wasn't Diddy, Peppy.
Gotta
It
do
wasn't-
what a man's got
Not
to
this
do.
time. It wasn't Diddy this time.
Sassy.
for what change on Kruse Control.
Yes.
Very true. We're one time.
Drops a
one
little
time.
poop-a-doo-poop-poop-poop.
All right, Peppy.
That's illegal, Peppy. We don't encourage that.
I mean,
Pep Star
I know.
has all the riz.
I know you, Peppy. Yeah, all there is.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
you
Ron.
have
Who's going
money,
next?
Peppy. That's
Mike.
Rolling in the deep.
Soothing
All right,
voice,
Mike.
Soothing voice, Mike.
Mike, I guess you're next, man. How you feeling about that?
Oh, really good. Was that your earlier? You were saying I had a soothing voice earlier, Ron?
Yeah, I did, and I just said it again.
Oh yeah. What I was doing some kind of a. I don't know. I
did
thought I was
He was
Channing
drinking,
Tatum earlier.
Ron. He couldn't understand.
But your everyday voice is just it's soothing. It's
Sexy.
I appreciate that, Ron.
All right,
I
Peppy.
mean, it always puts my wife to sleep.
Oh,
Oh
Not touching
boy.
that.
Oh.
we're
I just-
sending
I
her
found
an email.
I find it soothing.
Mike, you the man.
You would, thirsty daddy.
Oh,
No
boy.
comment.
No.
All right, Mike. I think it's time for Mike's hot takes, Mike. Woo, bring
I'm so
on that
ready.
voice.
I'm so ready.
Have a little bit of a little bit more of that drink. Get that sassy, sexy, sophisticated voice all rummed up, rum-dum-dummed up, ready to rock and roll with these hot
Rummed
takes,
up.
right? You feeling good about that?
This isn't rum. This is gasoline, Brian.
All right,
You
that's
know
what you
how I
need.
roll.
Get that lighter fluid going, man. It's time for some hot takes. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Kerosene. Yeah, Moana 2. Oh, we're so surprised. Disney's mega shit was well received. What a surprise. Red One's gonna bomb. I actually was surprised about that. But if Homeboy's gonna be a diva, that's fine. I don't mind if The Rock is a diva, and I don't mind if Joaquin Phoenix is a diva, because they're bringing value to the project. They should be commanding what they deserve. Culkin joins Fallout. That's amazing. I bet he's going to be a real takeoff, and this is going to like jumpstart his career, no doubt. Menendez Brothers we could talk about all day. I can't touch that. Obsessed with Gambit? Yeah, as long as we don't confuse him for Tom Hardy like I just did. Stranger Things? I don't remember you even covering that. Daniel Craig? Yeah, you were an incredible Bond man, like, right? Joaquin Phoenix addressed that. Tarantino to shut up? I guess, if that's what you're about.
Sexy boys.
I think it's important to address.
Get those hot takes, Mike.
I was not scheduled to be on the show this evening, Brian.
Get those hot takes, Mike. Yeah.
I was a helper today, so I'm happy to have the all the Pinocchio noses and stuff.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, thank you for being here. Great hot takes.
Yeah, you're
Great hot
welcome, Brian. I had fun.
Yeah, great hot takes. Great hot takes. Great hot takes. We're not done yet. We got one more to go. Guess there won't be a red. There won't be a red 2. There won't be. I like that red 2. Definitely not going to happen. I mean, unless something shocking happens, but it doesn't look that great right now, based off of the early reviews. So, good hot takes, Mike. All right, Ron. How you feeling about it? You ready to go? Ready to rock some roll? Rock some roll and get some hot takes going?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ron. We believe in you as always. It's going to be that kind of Friday where Ron kicks some ass with some hot takes. I'm saying it right now. All right, Ron. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Oh, Ron. Hot takes.
Big numbers for Moana 2. I'm not surprised, and that's nice. It's a simple, it's family friendly. Red 1 to bomb. Oh well. Mickey 17. I don't even really know what that is, and does it have to do with the mouse? I'm not sure. Culkin. I love what's going on with his career. He got a bad thing with his childhood stuff, and I'm glad to see him come back. Menendez Brothers. Yes, high priority. Marvel is obsessed with Gambit. Why not? Stranger Things, I'm still glad it's 25, not 26. Daniel Craig, oh well. Joaquin almost walked from Gladiator. That dude, I swear he needs to take more gratitude of his career. Ridley Scott tells Tarantino to shut up. Okay, I can see that. Ariana Grande. Right now, my mode with Ariana Grande is she can't do no wrong. And the ruby slippers. Haven't these things been up for sale, auctioned many times? Do they just keep going? I don't know.
People sell them all the time. Great hot takes, Ron. Woo! How's it feel, Ron?
Feels great. Feels just fucking great.
I don't know if the special effects are even playing.
No, just my hair that's doing weird things.
Oh, weird.
Pretty
I'm
special
trying.
effect.
This is the
I'm
background,
still gonna give him like I guess they're not working for you, Ron. That's weird.
Sorry.
Sorry, Ron.
It's because he has the background up.
Yeah.
You think they could do it? I don't know if that can. Maybe. I don't know. Great hot takes, Ron.
Just keep playing the horn, Brian.
That's what I say.
That'll solve all your ills.
It'll solve something. But great hot takes around the board, everybody. I'm going to put out to you in the chat right now. You tell us who you think should win. Hot takes. Vote it up. The Joaquin Phoenix thing, one thing though about that too. You know he won his first Academy Award for that role? And it's like he almost walked away from that role, which is insane to me. Can you imagine like how he would have felt about that?
Wow. Yeah.
It would have been the same without him, though, is the thing.
He was so freaking good in there. He was so great. I loved him in it. And I think their chemistry, I should say, between him and Russell Crowe was just spot on. And whatever happens, like with that new one, which again, it just came out. There's no embargo lifted on Gladiator 2, but a bunch of people are already saying it's like phenomenal. So I don't know. I can't wait to see it. It's coming out like in 2 weeks. So I will be there to go check it.
I can't believe it's not out already. There's so much talk about it.
He has an inferiority complex, and that's why he walks away from all this stuff.
I think it's just an insecurity thing. It's like what happens with most actors. A lot of actors are insecure. A lot of them are worried about their performance. They freak out. This is a thing. It's a thing.
He grew up in a cult.
Yeah.
Brian. Like we got to give him a little bit of grace. Like, if he's got a little bit of a chaotic,
it's true.
Style.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but it just sucks. Like it's like a pattern, though. It's like it was never stopped before. If it was all the way back at Gladiator 1, and we're hearing about it like throughout his whole career, has anyone ever shut him down from doing this, Mike?
I don't know. You make a good point though. If he didn't make money early based on bad behavior, which he did, then he would have been slapped down and relegated to the norms of regular society like the rest of us peons.
Yes.
You mean like a real job?
Like a real job.
Is exactly what I'm saying, Ron. We don't have the luxury of being divas. Like divas at the factory, divas at McDonald's. Like it doesn't work. You get beat down in one way or another.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to be lasting too long.
At McDonald's, you get relegated to French fries instead of hamburgers.
I'm not doing the fries.
I'm not doing the fries. Here's the plunger. Go in the bathroom. That shit's clogged up. Take care of it right now. You know?
Exactly.
Right. That's what happens when they walk outside the door and they realize they have to have that money and they walk back in. Then they gotcha. They fucking gotcha. I don't know. I just think that this whole Joaquin Phoenix thing it's just going to keep more and more. We're going to hear more and more stories like this. We're going to find out this has been happening like in almost all of his movies probably eventually. I just feel like he's been rewarded, like Mike said over and over about this. But how about GR, how about Tarantino or the whole Tarantino thing with Ridley Scott? Are you surprised Ridley Scott was like, shut up and just get to work?
I'm glad somebody did, because to lose a talent after just 10 movies, come on. He's not going to retire, Brian.
Are you a big fan?
Yeah. He makes good films. I don't want to lose a good filmmaker. Hell, it could cost me a job.
That's true.
Keep working.
It's true. Just be careful when you take your shoes off. You're wearing those like ruby red slippers, GR, because he likes feet. That's all I'm saying. Be very careful.
Yeah, if he gets me a job, he can admire my slippers all he wants.
There you go. Why not?
They just did that in public. Ah! Oh, well.
GR, you want to take a minute to plug your OnlyFans?
Yeah, GR. Yeah. Take it away, GR. Tell the world about your OnlyFans.
Shut up.
Jared's like, no, not about that. Not gonna happen. Ron, are you surprised by this Red One movie? Like already getting really bad reviews. It's got J.K. Simmons, you got The Rock, you got Chris Evans. There's a Christmas holiday movie coming out right before the season. Does that seem like a winning formula already?
I mean, that's a tough one that it's getting such bad. Okay. It is really getting off the charts bad reports on it. I understand bad, but this is it sounds like horrific. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what is really bringing that on.
No, I think like, you spend so much time, even if they did spend, it's like $250 million. That's a lot of money. And usually when they spend that much money, you think they would have a winning formula at that point.
Well, yeah.
But you would think so. I mean, there's that.
There was Joker.
Yeah, right. The thing is about Joker too. It's like they spent 200 on that, 210 million on that, and that didn't do well. That was a whole thing that came out today where Warner Brothers was talking about how bad and upset they were about that movie, and they're trying to move on from that because it was like not what they expected at all. They expected a big video.
Let me mention, I did see in my feed today that Hideo Kojima, right, the guy behind the Metal Gear games, like massively influential video game developer, saw Joker 2, and he didn't say the Tarantino thing. He didn't say like, oh, this is just a fuck you to everybody in the audience. He said like, give it 10 to 20 years, people are going to appreciate this.
Interesting.
In large. And I kind of think, because I enjoyed myself in the theater, I honestly understand people's criticisms, but I did enjoy myself in the theater. So to see somebody, that's very, very hyper influential in a particular sector like that, say, that I would be gratified in my enjoyment of it. It was gratifying.
I felt the same way though, Mike. I saw it in theaters with, and it was like when I saw it, I was like watching, like it's a beautiful film. The acting's phenomenal. The music
did you have a good time, Brian? To me, that's the question of when you exit the theater, like.
Yeah, I had a good time. I just but I like musicals though too. I didn't think the music was the best choices at that time, but I still enjoyed it and I liked the performance. I wanted more from the ending, like a lot of people did. I wanted the Joker to be the Joker at the end. I wanted to have that big. He breaks out of prison or out of the courtroom and he just has one big freaking massive thing, like some big freaking situation happens. Maybe he dies in there or something like that. That'd have been cool, but we didn't have that. It just felt like it, just like womp womp womp. It was like one of these at the end of the movie, if you ask me.
It was different though.
Yeah, it was different. But I knew right up front though when I was watching, I was like, oh well, people are not gonna like this movie. As I was watching it, and I heard like the people go, ugh. Every time a song kicked up, I'm like, yeah, really? People are not. Yeah, and my theater was
like a full theater.
It was like half full. Yeah, it was like half full. It was like half to.
That's full enough to get the vibe off everybody.
It wasn't even close to what I thought it would be for opening weekend, but it was still like there was a decent crowd. It wasn't, but I was just like, oh man, this is not going to do well. I knew right away, but that's what happens sometimes in these movies. They spend so much money. Look at that Brave New World for Captain America. They did they reshot almost half of the movie. They reshot almost half the movie. And they have spent another $150 million on it, and it's like a $350 million budget for one movie, and it's already projected to bomb. And like, what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that? They push it to like February because they don't have any faith in it. I'm just like,
it's projections. It's projections, Brian. Like, I mean, who knows?
It might be totally different. It might blow their socks off, and they'll be like super excited and be like, oh my God, give us more, give us more, give us more. I don't really believe it's gonna happen, but it could happen. It could. You just never know. But a lot of this stuff, we take it for what it is. Projections, early reviews. The embargo hasn't been lifted on Red 1 yet. We'll see what happens when that comes out even more. And what happens with Gladiator 2. I'm waiting for the embargo to lift on that, so I hear more about that. So, but we'll see. We'll see, guys. But great hot takes, everybody. Great hot takes. And we do have a winner of hot takes tonight. And without further ado, everybody, our winner of hot takes for this Friday edition of Kruse Control Mr. Mike Casey. Congratulations, Mike.
All right, Mike.
When you do it like that, Brian, when it's that long, I can tell you're not just buying. It's a stylistic choice. Thank you. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody that voted for me. For sure. I was not ready for such an accolade this evening. But, amidst such esteemed colleagues, it makes me proud inside of my heart. What else can I say?
Oh, listen to him.
Yeah.
I can listen to him.
I'm a poet, Ryan. I poet all night long.
Poet now, poet forever. Great hot takes.
Thanks. That's the tattoo. Oh, you've read my tattoo.
What was that, GR?
I said, I know his eyes must be brown.
Oh, Gio.
You know they're blue. You know they're blue, GR. Unless you think that I'm full of. Oh wait, are you doing a joke on me?
You want to
Have
go?
like a hairnet.
Well, GR.
You ripped off Ron's wind without getting 3 of them. That's pretty bad.
I see what you're doing there, GR. Some dirty birdie shit.
Hey, just being an honest man.
Well, great hot takes, everybody. Great hot takes, Mike. Great hot takes.
Thanks, Chad.
I'm watching you, GR. I got my eyes on you, and I got 4 of them.
You do?
Yeah, I bet you do.
Hey, you like this?
I don't know.
4?
Don't play hard to get, little bit.
A little bit.
Good point. Yeah.
All right. Well, great hot takes, everybody. Again, great hot takes. We will listen to Pepe. He's been drinking. Clearly, it's Friday. But let's on a serious note, though, very quick. There's this whole thing. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, there's this whole thing with Vince McMahon that has been just crazy. It's been blowing up in the news constantly. But now a new thing came forward. Him and his wife apparently were hiding that one of the commentators was harassing little boys. Can we talk about that? So everybody, Vince McMahon, if you don't know who this man is, he's the person that built an empire in the wrestling world. He took his dad's franchise, his dad's business, and blew it up into sports entertainment. And at that point, he was the man that had the grapefruits, if you will, to make it something that it was never before. He made these big legends, big characters. People like The Rock came from this world. He was on top of everything. And then his empire started crashing down the past few years when you found out that he was apparently sexually harassing most of his females. Well, these are allegations. The trials and all the cases are being pushed forward, of course. He had to step down from the business. TKO became this whole thing where it was merged with UFC and WWE merged in this TKO company. He walked away from there, was let down. But now new stuff is moving forward with Vince McMahon, where apparently he's being charged with knowing about and failing to stop sexual exploitation of young boys by ringside announcer of 5 alleged young victims. Now, they're saying that him and his wife, Linda McMahon, knew about all of this during this time, and they knew about the open, rampant abuse, what's being called, about these ring boys, they were calling them, as young as 12 years old, who were acting as assistants ringside with this announcer, Melvin Phillips Jr., in the 80s and 90s, and he was grooming these children. And Vince McMahon, apparently, according to the allegations from these children coming forward, they knew all about it. And now that this is coming forward, of course, his lawyer, Jessica Rosenberg, who has been holding all these different things for him, came forward and said, this is more than 30 years ago from this columnist who tried to make headlines with these same false claims. These allegations were subject of defamation lawsuit against them. These are totally false. Don't believe any of this. But the children are coming forward, these underage boys. The guy, again, the ringside announcer is apparently dead. He passed away in 2012, so he can't say anything or stand trial. And so they're going after Vince McMahon, going to the head of the snake to get it after all this. It blows my mind because I was a wrestling fan for a long time. I watched WWF, WWE I used to love McMahon when he do, but he played this character on TV, which was the biggest asshole ever. And now it's coming to fruition that maybe this was just kind of an exaggerated version of who he really is. I mean, these are all allegations, but you hear about the women's allegations about him, like saying you have to sleep with Brock Lesnar or sleep with this guy or this guy if you're going to have this job. And then he's telling girls that he should be able to defecate on them in order for them to keep their jobs. Like, this is some crazy shit. But now boys, like young boys, like, is this fucking Diddy we're talking about right now? I just don't know. It's just
it
how does
sounds
abuse
like
of power?
it's upsetting. I don't want
fucking
to hear
super
about
upsetting.
this, Brian. I don't like it.
I know. Nobody wants to hear about this, Mike. And
he is Diddy's friend, so,
I mean, yeah, Diddy was involved. He's done multiple WrestleManias, music and stuff like that through the WWE. But again, this abuse of power seems like it's coming out more and more. Ron, you hear about this, right? I know you're not like the big into wrestling, but you know Vince McMahon. We've talked to him multiple times in the show. The allegations we've heard so far have been like, again, about mostly women. Nothing like this. And they're not saying he's a person that did this. But do you think like a person like Vince McMahon, who he's very controlling this business. He was very upfront about it. This documentary came on Netflix, so they showcase how involved he is in all of this. Do you think there's any way he didn't know this was happening?
No, I don't. There's no way you couldn't.
Mm-hmm. To be that like hands-on. And are you surprised though that if he knows, are you surprised these allegations again that he would just not stop this?
That's so tricky because you're
because people feared him, Ron. People fucking feared him. That was the whole thing about who he was. People were scared.
Yeah, that's well, for one thing, it's just disgusting. But yeah, I don't know much to say on this. I just don't know that much about it.
I know it's fine, but I mean, I'm gonna say this though. So what's happened with him? So his rise and his fall in the empire. And he's trying to start a new company right now. He's trying to do a company, new entertainment company. He's trying to start all over because he got kicked out of the WWE. Do you think that if these allegations already have, is that a smart move, or should he just like he's like in his late 70s? Should he just disappear at this point? You think?
I would hang up my hat, definitely. If anything, just take a couple-year break so people can forget about everything, and then jump in again. If you have to jump in, but just let it go.
But he should be set. He should be set at this point.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All the stakes in the company.
It's ego that's driving him now. So,
That's all that's ever driven him.
Yeah. Okay. Then it's still there. Yeah.
His whole career, that's what it's been. He's been he's very egotistical. That's just who he is. And he was always like, want to be the best. He's buying out his competition and then shitting on them afterwards, making fun of the competition. And he was always like that kind of guy, like, I win, I think he thought he was untouchable.
Probably did. Absolutely. Who were we talking about last week they thought they were omnipotent? I forgot.
They did it.
Right back. My brain went the same place, Ron. Come on.
It's just sad you hear about this shit. It's like it just keeps building up. The roid rage stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff back in the days with like they went to court for steroids. That was a huge thing too, and they were denying it, but that came out later that it was happening.
Wait, you're like blowing the lid off of this, Brian. Are you saying the wrestlers have been doing steroids?
What?
And they pretended that they
I
weren't.
didn't even hear that.
Nobody knew that. I know. I found it out today. Breaking news.
Get on the phone. Did you hear about this? Wrestlers. Yes, I know. Tell them.
But Mike, okay, you know this world. You've been involved, or not been involved, but you've watched it. You've grown up with it. It's been in your atmosphere.
It's been around there, yeah.
It's been flying around your atmosphere.
I paid for the pay-per-views so that I could hang out with you and eat pizza with our friends together in your basement, Brian.
And drink Mountain Dew. Let's
right.
Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow.
Right.
No, that's true. That's true, GR.
It actually was Mountain Dew for a long time. It eventually transitioned to something else. But Mike, so you know this character that Vince McMahon plays.
Right.
Are you? But are you shocked that he's a heel? He's always been a heel. But are you shocked that like? Did you ever think that he was actually that person?
Oh man, I didn't even think about that. Like when you're watching him do something for profit on screen. Like I for sure thought everybody was a character, especially when I had, another grip of eighth grade boys saying, "No, this is real, man. You have to believe what Hulk Hogan is telling you." Like that was it's upsetting to hear, Brian. Like anytime there's abuses going on, I got some notes here. What is it that like I do wonder what, in terms of the precedent that this is going to set, is that something that you're allowed to do? Like after your abuser is out of the limelight, you're allowed to fight the company that they worked for, seeking damages?
Well, that's a good question too, because he is gone from the company. He's been gone from the company now for not that long, but a little while now. Like this past year, he left.
They're not going for him personally, though, right?
They're going after him and his wife, saying that they were in charge, and because they were in charge and they let this happen, that they should suffer the consequences for it. And that Vince McMahon was, he was a guy. I can bring Ron back over too. Like Ron, I'm gonna tell you something else Vince McMahon did. He had a guy that had the Kiss My Ass Club. And so he literally would pull his pants down and make wrestlers and women kiss his ass on live television. And it was part of his character, but he was literally doing this all the time, like, kiss my ass. And he'd have all the women, he'd have all the women too backstage, all the professional wrestling women. He'd make them make out with him on camera, and he'd grab their ass and like throw them down on the floor, and like he'd have them crawl on their all fours and like kiss his feet and kiss his ass as well.
Such an abuse of power. Yeah.
So but then that's what I'm saying. Like we saw this on TV where everyone's saying it's a character, but that's just like an extension of who this man was. It just showcases like he was getting off, I think, doing this on live television.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, totally. Yeah.
And his kid, his son walked away from the company. Everyone's like wondering why he walked away. He wouldn't come back. He wouldn't take over. Shane McMahon. He started doing other stuff. He did come back and then he left again because I think he knew what was happening.
Sure.
And then his daughter took over, and then that's kind of been. Then as soon as she took over, she kind of kicked him out of the way, and it's changed a lot. And it's just crazy to me that this character we saw, we thought was comedy. It was actually, if you go back, it's pretty fucking insane. Now this shit's. I mean, I think do you think they're going to show this stuff in court? You think that'll be something they could actually do, is showcase like his persona in court based on what they show on TV, or will this be a thing that they can't do because it was a dramatization of a character?
That'll depend upon the judge, because the judge will control what is admissible in his courtroom. I mean, we all know Vince McMahon played a dirtbag, and he really is one. I mean, the things he did, and this all comes back to what happened. He had a child molester as his announcer and let it happen. And for that reason, I hope they nail his and his wife's ass. I think he was playing with the wrestlers because his wife wasn't getting any, because, that's another story. But
yeah,
we know the wrestling was fake, but the asshole of him, I don't think
it lingers.
I think he's
the asshole still stinks, GR.
Well, yeah, there is that. I mean,
Mike's face tells it all.
Yeah, no, it's an abuse story, Brian. Like, so, I feel a little sketchy about jokes in any regard. I know.
I'm just like, I just don't believe. I just didn't ever believe. I never believed that. Like when I was watching it before, that could actually be a thing that was real. And then, but even going back at it, it's like it was the 90s, but still, it's like that point, like you literally had women crawling their all fours, and you had people kissing your ass, and it was funny, it was funny, but it's
that
like
kind of weird shit's been going on for centuries, Brian.
But it makes you go like, can you imagine working there?
If it's being presented to you as part of the show, then I mean, the idea of having a show is like, anything goes. This guy's a bastard who would give, there'd be no end to the humiliation that he would inflict upon another person. That works great as a trope. That works great as an idea about what this character might be. When you hear stories from people that were involved in these situations, like as third tier as they might be, like it sucks. Like, or at the very least, it invites questions into your mind, right? Because you thought that these things were like very clear and understandable, but when you're like, oh, this guy actually was an asshole. I don't know what he did. It changes the way that you feel about the whole scenario.
Yeah, and rightfully so, right? Rightfully so, because now you're looking back and being like, oh my God, I can't even imagine working there. Like being like going to work in that environment, and then you're on the road all the time, and then he was like undercutting people, and like you're traveling, like those guys travel so much to do this job, and then getting that kind of abuse outside of that, I mean, it's wear and tear on your body and your mind and your soul. And it's like, I can't, I mean, it makes you wonder what was happening more and more. Like it makes you wonder why nobody stopped and said something or made it happen or stopped that shit, until now. It really makes you question.
You don't know. Maybe plenty of people said all kinds of things. Like we just know what's come to us out of the.
But it comes down to one thing, guys: money.
Yeah. Yeah.
The wrestlers like Hulk Hogan and all the others were making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So they put up with this bullshit.
It invites abuse. You're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really does. And I can't imagine it's even like some of the women that came forward before, the women were like desperate and telling them they're desperate. And like, I know the one woman came forward and said that she'd lost all of her family and she's broke and she knew him and like I get a job. And then he just like, according to her allegations, took advantage of her. It was all of a sudden starting to a sexual relationship with her and stuff. And Linda knew all about that too. That came forward too. But it shows corruption in a different form of entertainment. Now it's sports entertainment. Yes, it's wrestling. Yes, it's not. It's entertainment, guys. That's what this is. We all know it's fake.
Yeah, I
we all
don't know if I call it sports.
Besides my uncle, we all know it's fake. I love you, Uncle Marty, but it's fake. And it's like it's all kind of scripted and there's ideas.
Wait, it's
entertainment.
not real?
No, wrestling's not real. I mean, I just feel like, what happened here though. It's like when I heard boys like this, I'm like, oh my God, these kids were a thing. They're running around like ringside. They're running around ringside. You think that they're there getting beyond their heroes, and you hear about this tragic shit that might have been happening. It's just fucking sick.
Yeah,
it's just fucking sick. And I don't want to be talking about this shit, but it's out there. No one's really saying anything about it. I'm like, guys, this is like something that needs to be in this world where we're going out the Diddy stuff. Like these people need to be approached, talked about, discussed, and then shut down.
Fair point, Brian. I do get your point that if these abuses have a strong component of evidence behind them, potentially, or at the very least, people testifying in one way, we cover these stories, like it makes sense to put it out there.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do, guys. Even though it might be hard to talk about, that's what we gotta do. So. We'll keep it posted as this moves forward, but Vince McMahon has much more allegations coming his way now with this, and I think it's gonna be harder and harder. Like, sorry, entertainment company, come on, man, what are you thinking? Like Ron was saying too, we gotta disappear, take a break, get out of the limelight. You're in late 70s, stop it, man, just stop it. Like, know when it's time to walk away. Know when it's time. You have to. Ugh. But DC is not walking away from Batman anytime soon, guys, because now we have a new story about a Joker TV show based off of the Batman that's going to lead to a Joker movie. Can we talk about that in Comic Corner, everybody? Let's do this. So this came out, right? Comic Corner, Ron.
Yeah.
I love this story because I would say this is like the smartest thing that WB has been doing with the Batman thing than they've ever done with this whole universe, because we've been talking about all these spinoffs coming. The Penguin is doing fantastic on Max right now, right? It's gritty. It's like The Sopranos. It builds this audience and it builds it up so the next movie, when that character pops in, it makes sense and you want to see them. So now there's this whole thing came forward. It actually talked about recently in one of these, it was like this Marvel Vision podcast. And there's been more people talking about it too. It's been spreading across the internet all day today about how Barry is coming back from the, Barry, I was Kogan, I wasn't butcher his name, but he played the Joker in the Batman very briefly at the very end of the Batman. One moment there, one scene, and that's it. And then they're saying he's not going to be the main villain for the next one. But now, apparently, what they're going to do is over on Max and Warner Brothers, they want to make a whole TV series, the first season, about his rise as the Joker. And then make him the villain for the Batman 3. And then give him a little cameo on the Batman 2, and then you have him being the villain. And this stuff right here, I know people are like back and forth about his Joker. Looks fucking weird and sick as gross. I know that. I think it was weird. It was like Heath Ledger mixed with a little bit of Jack Nicholson, but it really felt like a lot like going to Heath Ledger. But I don't even care about his performance. I think this is smart business, what they've been doing. That's what I want to talk about tonight about this. It's the business of it. Because you have a way of building an audience, giving a character time to shine, thrive, grow, and so at the point you want to see them on the big screen. And when you see them, it brings more butts to the seats and gets people back into theaters, which is what we want more than ever because theaters are dying off constantly. And when I heard this, I'm like, this makes sense. A Joker backstory type thing. Find out how he got to Arkham. Find out how he becomes the Joker. You spend some time with this character, you grow with them. And I think what WB found with Penguin is that works and that sells. Make it gritty, make it real, make it a downfall of a character, much like the original Joker movie. It was about a downfall of a character and what he came to be as Arthur Fleck. This is interesting though. And I think that if you're gonna do the Joker, this is gonna be giving like the fans and the audience a lot of Joker without actually throwing him right into a movie and like zippity doo dah, 1, 2, 3, we're done. So let's talk about this for a second because I know it's a big thing. It's a big movie. We're talking about all these different ones. There's like a Batman, Bane, and what was it? There's a Bane one coming forward. There's another movie that we're talking about. Harvey Dent movie coming forward, or TV show coming forward on Max. So all these are being an influx of these DC gritty reality-based, procedural type productions, but in the Batman universe. Where does this one fall? Like, what do you think, Mike? Is this gonna be like a One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest type thing? You think? Like, what kind of world is this gonna be like? Because they've been characterizing these as like a dramatized series, like a dramatized version. Like, look at the Penguin is like Sopranos. They're saying the Harvey Dent's gonna be a lawyer procedural. Where does this kind of fall into? What do you think?
These are great questions, Brian. Number one, Kyogen. I just looked it up. Kyogen.
I always butcher it. Kyogen.
I've been following him for a while because he's kind of like a really strange, like kind of different looking gentleman. I can say that because I'm a different looking gentleman myself. Like, you know, he, like Paul Dano, who you had as the Riddler, right? Like they're kind of trying to pull some guys from the fringes there.
Yeah, I agree. They are trying to pull him from the fringes. But Mike, do you think that like he can be like? Is this going to make his character more meaningful, you think?
It might. I actually have been watching The Penguin. So
you like it?
I do like it. It's strange to me to hear like the actual comparisons to what Tony Soprano, because obviously like it's DC focusing on the organized crime aspect of things. And I get that Colin Farrell is playing an overweight, like New Jersey organized crime person, but like, and he does a great impression of that. Like, obviously, I do enjoy the characterization that he brings to that, but I don't know what necessarily like that it's great. It's great acting. Barry, on the other hand, like, and I gotta give. I gotta give Colin Farrell his credit. So sorry about going backwards for that, but you know, I don't know. I kind of think that if they devote a show to the background of the Joker, like is that what we'll see here? Are we gonna see a bunch like history of mental challenges, which we kind of saw in the original Joker, which I personally liked a lot. If they want to do it like that, and they're kind of developing this like the serial killer shows, like Dahmer, like Menendez Brothers, if that's what they're gonna do, that actually kind of makes sense to me. Although it might be kind of deteriorating who they have as an archetypal concept of the Joker. I don't know. I'm stretching far conceptually, Brian.
No, I see what you're saying. I think the problem is though too. It's like you don't want to be too close to that Joker movie though too. You know what I mean? Like you did it all in a fetor film. How do you stretch out into 8 episodes? You know, but maybe it would be about him as a character, like what he's going through. Maybe you'd actually see some crime of him as a Joker. You know, like doing little crimes that build into the big crime that gets him arrested. You know, before Batman arrests him.
That's what makes sense to me, Brian. Is the thing. Like I think we can do it like a kind of a build. I hope they would do an episodic thing rather than like just a fully arc thing, because the massive arcs kind of fit in with me in terms of the like, this feels like homework. Like this feels like another movie. This feels like another massive arc. I got to watch more of this shit if I want to be on board of the cultural wave. But I don't. I just want to see. I just want to see Arthur. I don't. What's his last name as the Joker?
Cobblepot? Oh, no, Arthur Cobblepot was.
That's Oswald
Arthur
Cobblepot.
Fleck.
That's the Penguin.
Arthur Fleck.
Arthur Fleck. Thank you. Yeah. I just want to see like the weekly challenges of being Arthur Fleck in Gotham City, and then maybe your neighbor Steve Urkel shows up occasionally.
He's trying to figure out his health insurance.
Yeah.
and like
hopefully he doesn't take over the show.
He's switching to Geico. That's a hard thing on a Tuesday, He's just trying to figure it out.
You're thinking about those branding tie-ins. That's a good idea, Brian.
No, but I think it's interesting. But like the whole concept of making this more grounded in reality is like trying to relate to a bigger fan base. Hence I go to Ron. Ron, does this kind of thing work, you think? Because not being a big fan of some of this stuff, like grounding it. The Penguin, again, is one of those shows where now it's like Sopranos. We keep saying, oh, the Sopranos. It's not really a Penguin show, but it is. It's based in, we have no Batman. We have nothing like that. It's about a criminal overlord kind of taking over. This will probably be a guy about having a psychological breakdown and losing his mind and becoming this next big villain that doesn't necessarily tie in with having Batman there at all. No. Does that help make this draw to a bigger audience, do you think? And is it something, Ron, that could actually lure you in to check this out? And it could maybe make you watch the movies.
I think that if it related more to the original, like related more to Batman and stuff, that is the audience you're going after, and you can find more of that audience. But breaking it off to something else that's not really related is, I don't think that that's smart. I mean, it just turns into sort of another show.
Yeah, that's what it is. It becomes like a procedural. That's what they're trying to do. They're making them procedurals. What if they did this? What if they did like a Law and Order type deal? So it's like Joker and Law and Order, and they have like the people from Law and Order with him.
That's interesting.
It sounds like Gotham.
Right? It does.
It does. Yeah. I don't know. That's
What do you think about this whole marketing thing, though, in general, Ron? Like, let's make a TV series to make this character building up to introduce them later to be a bigger villain in a bigger production.
The marketing, I think, is sort of spot on. I do. Yeah.
I think you should see, like, people are going nuts about his character in general because I think it's too much like Heath Ledger, which is hard to, like, touch on. It really is. But
that is. But I can see people would be attracted to that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they've been selling this off of, I think. I don't know, this whole Batman universe. Do they need so many spin-offs, Ron?
No.
Like it's too much?
No, they don't. No. It's just like, oh my God, that's all we have. Yeah.
Some people are being the same way, too, and I guess it's a lot. It's a lot. GR's all for it, though. GR's got his, like, he's got his Joker underwear with, say, ha, 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 ladies, all across them. Come here and get it. The Dark Knight Rises, it says on his back. I mean.
Oh, boy.
What are you smoking tonight, Brian? Because obviously it's like really affected you.
I don't know. It's Friday. Oh, GR though, what do you think about this? I know you're not big. I don't have a feeling I know what you're gonna say about this, but another villain, GR, being again.
I love it, Brian. Yeah, really. Sure.
Another villain being like brought up in television form. Is that big ratings for you, GR?
It has no ratings. It's a piece of garbage. It's like they said in our chat. What's the point? They're making heroes out of villains. Like, what has it got to do with the storyline of Batman? I don't give a shit why he's an asshole. He's an asshole.
So you're not cheering him on anyway, huh?
In a word, Brian, no.
I thought you were going to say Dillagaff.
Well,
In a word.
it is you asked me the direct question, but it is a Dillagaff moment. But the answer to your question was no. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't think viewers will.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's always a risk. It's always a risk. Everybody's been going crazy about this because again, it's like having a Joker TV show is different than they've ever done before. He's one of the biggest characters there in that universe. So I think that's where people are kind of going nuts about it. But I don't know. I'm intrigued. And again, it also showcases you have a plan for more movies off this Batman franchise that's really like kind of floating in its own universe and not attached to what their bigger and bigger plans are for this franchise.
This seems to be like the only like reliable hit that kind of DC can do. Like, I don't know if that's a lot of shade, but
it kind of is.
Aside from the cartoons.
I tell you what, Brian, if you play the lead, I'll watch it.
I would do it. They already got Barry here. He did it one time. I would do it. I'm going for Days of Thunder, GR. I'm going to shoot for Days of Thunder like we were talking about on Wednesday. I want to play Tom Cruise's younger son in Days of Thunder. He's telling me to kick my tires and light my fires, and I'm fucking kicking off and racing my ass off. That's what I want.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I see Brian as a better Batman than a Joker, personally.
I'd be Batman.
Yeah.
I would love to be Batman.
Ron?
Where does Timothy Chalamet fit into this?
He's going to be his lover. He's going to be his lover. That's what I'm going to go with. Timothy Chalamet's going to be there, and you're going to find him this whole different side of Joker, and he's going to probably murder him at some point. I'm sorry. It's going to happen.
Oh, man, I'm subscribing right now. What's the URL?
I'm there
He's
for
going to murder
that.
him. Or I'm just saying, I can see him fitting here somewhere. Maybe he'll be his best friend, brother.
That
Yeah,
was
you'd love to fit him in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian, that's going to screw up the Dune timeline.
Oh, it could mess the whole Dune timeline up, and nobody needs that. We need to keep those worms rocking and rolling there. But I don't know. Let us know what you think. Does the chat like this at all? The chat hates this, GR?
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
The chat hates this?
In a word, I think so.
Well, I'm interested. I'm excited about this. I know we're all kind of going back and forth. I'm kind of
Hyde
excited.
agreed with me.
I think there's a lot of opportunity for more acting roles, and what's been happening on Max. Zaslav loves what they did with Penguin. I think he's super excited to keep keeping that kind of energy moving forward. So we'll see what this happens. This might make this Batman universe bigger than we thought it would be, and it might lead to much more like of these kind of movies moving forward. So we'll have to wait and find out. But I mean, it's a big risk. It is, or it'd be a big payoff. It could be a big payoff though.
Yeah.
And speaking. Well, we can put a bet out there. I think this will work. I think the Batman. Well, it all depends on the Batman too. It really does. If that movie tanks, it's done regardless. So that'll be like a big worthless waste of capital right now in all these different franchises. So, but we'll see. I'm interested. GR, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a bet on this. We'll see as it moves forward even further, and we get some official release stuff about this.
I got cash on the line right here, GR. I am so ready. Whatever you want to put down.
Okay. He's one of those thirsty dollars all day long, you know.
Mm-hmm. I got thirsty dollars scattered all over my bedroom. I won't say where I got them, but they're there.
I'm saying, Mike. You know what's the thirstiest of thirsty dollars, though, Mike? Kathleen Kennedy over at Star Wars. And Star Wars, everybody, has a big announcement. We're getting 3 more movies. We're getting episodes 10, 11, and 12. Can we talk about that in our featured story of the night? So there's been this whole thing about Rey. The Daisy Ridley's Rey movie coming forward. We talked about it, I think, on Wednesday or Monday about how they lost the writer of that second writer. Now we're getting our third writer, and now we found somebody, but they're not actually saying it's the Rey movie. What they're saying now, it's a new trilogy, which they said they weren't going to do anymore. No more trilogies. We're not going to do that. We're done. But now they've announced episodes 10, 11, and 12. And Rey is the new Obi-Wan Kenobi. She's the new person leading the way for all this franchise. We're not saying about the Skywalkers, hey, good to see you. We're not saying about Skywalkers. We're saying that it's going to be about Rey. And Simon Kinberg has signed on to write the whole trilogy, which I would say this, round of applause for Disney figuring this out. Have someone write all three and keep the narrative moving forward so it all connects. Because when they did it before the last time, it didn't work. It was all over the place, all over. And then so at that point, people are confused. You're changing the narrative. You're scrapping by whatever each director wants to do. And then all of a sudden it's convoluted and it doesn't work. This is smart. This is smart. And Kinberg's done a lot of stuff before. He's worked, again, with Kathleen Kennedy, and he's worked with her on other projects. How about, what was the first one? Over animated series Rebels. He did Rebels with her. He also was a consultant on episode 7, The Force Awakens. He did the X-Men movies. He did that Logan movie. He worked on Deadpool, Wolverine. He worked on Ridley Scott's The Martian. He worked on that. He worked on Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and he also works on now the new Star Trek movie moving forward. So he's working on Star Trek and Star Wars. But is this the Rey movie we were expecting, or is this something different? And I think what's actually going to happen, everybody, is they're going to cancel that Rey movie because they've lost 2 writers, and they're like, let's just go for a trilogy and make it happen. Disney's been all back and forth with the Star Wars message, though, GR. And I see you're excited about this. What do you think? Is this going to make sense and make the fans happy to get 3 more Star Wars movies?
I don't think the number of movies is the question. I mean, there's 2 things that have to happen. A, you have to have the same writer for all 3.
Which he's doing it.
And more importantly, the same director in all 3.
Yeah, we don't have that yet.
Because what's happened in the last few movies is they've had a different director on each one, each telling their own storyline, and then storylines don't mesh. Look at the first 6 movies. They had the same director in all 3 movies of each segment, and they were successful. The last 3 sucked because you had, here's storyline A, here's storyline B, oh, and here's storyline C. And they never correlated.
Yeah,
it was
that happened.
Pure garbage, and that's what I said. They've got the starlet or star, however you want to put it. They've got a writer who's going to do all 3.
Done a lot of stuff.
I think the most important part is the director.
I agree with you.
I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
No. Keep going, GR. I agree with you, though.
I was just saying he is the one, or she, is the person that ties it all together. And if that storyline is not, that arc, if you will, is not consistent, you end up with garbage.
And I think they should be tied in the director right now. They should actually figure out a director before they move too far forward so that narrative keeps moving forward and they're on the same creative page, because that goes a long way. And I think what you're saying is 100% true. What happened with the original ones with 7, 8, and 9 with the whole Rey franchise was you had J.J. Abrams. He came in and he had an idea of it. And then Rian Johnson came in and they let Rian Johnson just do whatever the hell he wanted. So he shit all over everything that J.J. Abrams did. And then at that point, now your whole narrative's messed up. And then you're bringing J.J. back when you're supposed to have, again, you're supposed to Trevorrow, what's his name? Colin Trevorrow coming in. He was supposed to do it there when they were like, well, we can't do this now because we screwed up colossally with the second one. And so we're going back to J.J. But then now narrative's all messed up. It's convoluted and people are upset. If you're going to do 3 movies, have a plan, Ron, right? Have a plan. Absolutely. Do you think this is their first time that Disney actually will have a plan now that they have a writer for all 3 movies? Is this something you actually want to see?
Star Wars.
I know, right? I know. You're not about it. Come on, Ron. Can that help you?
I think you need to have the consistency of the same writers. Absolutely. I will disagree about the director, though, because if you're directing the written word with your own spin, it could be interesting. But you have to be directing the written word. You can't be veering off through your own ego.
Which does happen sometimes. It does happen where they try to manipulate it. But the problem, I think, with the original ones is they were hiring director writers. And so they're letting them just kind of go off and do whatever they wanted for that. And I think that's where we lost it, right?
I think so too. Absolutely. I think so too. You have to have a director that respects the written word to do it, but direct it with his spin would be fine. I think that could be interesting.
But the bigger question, Ron, for you too is Are people just done with Star Wars?
I'm
'Cause it's
done
been
with Star Wars. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's been failing. It's been failing constantly. Even the Skeleton Crew show coming out looks good, but I'm like, I know the fan base is pissed. I know the new audience isn't working, and they keep trying.
Torbett has zero interest. He doesn't even talk about Star Wars. None of the kids in his school talk about Star Wars. They're not. So who is the audience? 50 and 60-year-olds?
I guess. Can you see any world where this actually, like, people be like, yeah, I want this now?
No, I don't. I just don't, and it just keeps popping up.
Can they fix it though? They're trying. They say, can they fix it, Ron?
I mean, I guess you can fix anything. Is it going to be any good though? No, you can't fix this. It's just let it go. Just
you can fix anything, Ron, except this shit. It's unfixable.
This shit's done.
Anything, but not this.
It's a good point. I mean, I think that again, if you're going to try to do something else, I feel like bringing in the original cast from the last three doesn't help, Ron. I think at that point, people are already mad about the fan base is what upset what you did. They said they never do another trilogy again, and then they announced a trilogy.
Yeah. It's just not. It's nope.
It seems like business is not going to go well for them.
I don't think it is.
I want to be optimistic about it. I do. And the first when I heard it, I didn't really realize the ramifications of it because we've been hearing about this like, oh, we're going to do one more movie with Daisy Ridley because she's great from those movies. So we're going to have her run this new Jedi temple. It's going to be fantastic. We get new Jedi and move forward and have a whole new thing. Now it's like, oh, we're going to do some more of the same now instead. Yeah. I'll give one of these. But I did hear some news that George Lucas might get involved with this.
Okay, that gets a bit more interesting.
And it might put a spin on it.
Interesting, yes.
Or is it too far gone, Mike? Is it too far gone? Or is the Force still with this franchise?
He usually makes it worse when he gets involved, though. It's kind of a problem, right?
You're right. You're totally right.
Oh,
those prequels are loved now, though, Mike. They were really shit on for a long time, and now they're loved by a new generation. Which
I didn't
again,
like. What's the third sequel movie called? It's called Jedi.
The Last Jedi,
and the Skywalkers are coming around. And
The Last Skywalker. It was The Last Skywalker. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that one. Like, I understand that like kind of everybody feels like it was a massive fuck you to the audience. I get that, but I had a fun time because it just seemed like it brought all the story elements back to basics. It was all like straight up Joseph Campbell. Hey, let's get to the next story point. Oh, what's this? There's something that we need to find. Let's go find that. That's kind of helpful.
MacGuffin. There's always MacGuffin, right?
It's just MacGuffin. Like if you're just doing a stupid space story, like I personally did not expect more than stupid space story for the 9th iteration of this damn space story. So I felt good.
Spaceballs, not Star Wars.
Yeah, I still felt good. I still felt good though, even though they were trying to do the serious thing. GR.
It's funny, Mike. The chat is kind of in line with this, though. It sounds like the chat wants to see more, and that's in there. There's a built-in audience. There's a built-in audience, Mike, that will still watch everything and give it the time of day. I think even what happened with the Acolyte, people tried it and then they were pissed off and they stopped.
So I think people will watch. This is going to be a show.
Featured three movies.
3 movies.
Yep, it'll be episode 10, episode 11, and episode 12. Continue off of The Last Skywalker.
So the whole idea of like the Skywalker saga is bullshit. Then, like, we're just gonna keep doing the same, like, because they kind of pitched that as like a beginning and an end.
And an end,
but if we keep going in here, then that's not. Really
and they're not saying this is about the Skywalkers, but it is continuation of the George Lucas timeline, so it will fit right into that. I wish there was a name. They have the Kelvin timeline for Star Trek. What we have, the Lucas line, this is the Lucas line. Lucas Lemon. Luco Lemon. I don't know. I'm going to try to make a play off that shit.
So presumably we're not going to get any more Emperor bullshit. The Palpatine bullshit is done, right? Like, so now that's the problem that I have with Brian, is that I don't trust that they're saying like, oh, it's a new storyline. They might just keep reaching back into that same pocket.
Something dark side.
something complete.
I agree with Angel. Mike too. I like the last one. I thought it was good. The Skywalker one. I thought it was fun, even though people shit on it. I'm like, it's a fun adventure movie. You're gonna go try to find this device that's gonna save things. That's like Indiana Jones did all the time. Find the MacGuffin. You know. The second one I was mad because it pissed over the first one, and the first one I thought was a reboot of the original one. So I'm like, what are we doing here? You know. And that's where fans get mad. But like a business standpoint, they can't stop. They spent so much money. They made so much money off this. Ron, whenever is a company that makes so much money ever stop doing it? Like you spent this much money, you've invested this money. When do they ever just give up on it? It doesn't happen, right?
They don't. That does not happen. No, it's very true. Not.
Do you think that Kathleen Kennedy expects this to eventually become like this massive success again?
I mean, I would hope she's smarter than that. I don't see anything being massive out of this, but
they're going to become a religion, Ron. Though is the thing. Like, that's what they're aiming for.
Then they're probably on their way. Yes,
that's awesome. But quote that on Kruse Control. That happened.
Star Wars.
we'll see.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It's true.
Our Father is Vader from now on. Our Father who art is Vader. Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Somebody did make a comment that they said Star Wars movies always make money, and they do. But is it a quality? It's I don't know.
But
Are
Ron,
the people there for it?
a viewer that said he agreed with Torbett.
What's that?
There was also a viewer that said he agreed with Torbett.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, that's the question. The younger generation, is it there for the younger generation? Like Ron was saying, is it only there for the nostalgia bait? You know, the people
The
from
money
the 80s.
is for the younger generation. I mean, if you're going to do merch and stuff, that's a younger generation. That's not a 55-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I think it comes down to if they put out a good product. I mean, a good one, like they did with the original. You can draw people into the theaters, and then it'll be a hit with whatever generation.
You're right, GR.
But it's got to be a quality product.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Not a piece of shit like we've seen in the last three.
It's got to be fresh too. It's got to be different. And I think what it comes down to is like, you got to hit something. You got to hit something great. And this guy they've been having that's working on the script right now has worked on the Rebels stuff did really well. That's like, Ron, it was like they had an animated series for like 4 or 5 seasons. I don't know if Jordan's here could tell us, but there's an animated series that took place between the first franchise and the second franchise. Okay. And like people loved it. People went crazy about it. Like, it was like all this crazy stuff happening. So that guy.
You're talking about Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, but also Rebels, which was in there too.
Right.
And it was Filoni, and then this guy worked on it. And so, like, they're saying that he has some ideas that are going to be like something that's going to carry through 3 movies. And they weren't going to do 3 movies. So, to me, they're working on this Rey movie for a long time, like a couple years now, and they've scrapped it two times. And then after that, they're like, well, let's go back to a trilogy. So there must be something here. There's got to be something here that's an idea that spans 3 movies that has to be freaking monumental and has to be able something that sells. If you ask me, if you publicly come out there and say, we're not doing 3 again, and then you try to do 1, and then you like all of a sudden do 3, there's got to be something. Because that's a big blowback to a company, isn't it? Like, Mike, it's a big blow. If you do it and it bombs, isn't that a big blowback?
I don't know, man. I think I see what you're saying though, like that they want it to be a big situation and they're projecting for that to happen. Like even if the press has been sketchy in the past, you want to project confidence in what the endeavors of your company are going to be.
Yeah, we'll see. I like how Ron's like trapped in his couch right now.
Yeah, that's amazing. When did has your head always been that small, Ron?
He's like merged in with the couch.
I think Ron's ready for bed.
He's almost on the couch.
We all get small right before we go to bed.
Yeah, that's
true. It's true. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something here. It's very early on. They're not saying that Rey movie's done. They're not saying this is merged together into one conglomerate, freaking massive franchise. But that's what it seems like to me. And I think it's only a matter of time you announce that you're saying Daisy Ridley's here. Why would it not be the whole thing? So what will happen? Episodes 10, 11, 12. hopefully something better, new and different and exciting. That's what I say. So Disney, please, you spent a bunch of money, millions and millions of dollars on this. Please give us some fucking greatness.
Please.
Anyways, everybody, thank you for being on Cruise Control. As always, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Round of applause to you all for being here. Please. And over the top enthusiastic night as we did, as always. We appreciate you. Again, thank you for being here. We're over 4,000 subscribers as well because of you, and we appreciate that so much. So please, and we'll keep going. Big little announcement. We're not going to be on next week at all. We'll be off all next week. I will be out of town for a week. So my plan is I might do I don't know where a show, but it's kind of looking like we'll probably be off all next week. It'll be back.
Throw us a couple of shorts, Brian. If you're feeling dandy on the beach, like just sprinkle something on your lovely people that join us.
I might do something. If there's some crazy breaking news comes out, I might just throw some little things out, go live for a little bit. But I'll be out of town, so that's the idea. So we love you. Oh, hey, thanks, Alfred. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. We love you. We're gonna keep going. We'll be back in like a week. There might be something sprinkled, some little trinkets of happiness and buttery biscuits out there. So wait to find out before you know. Yeah, buttery biscuits. Oh boy. We'll wait and find out very soon. GR said throw that jacket. But thank you all for being here. In and out. Appreciate you as always. We love you. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, everybody out there. Angel, always love having you here, man. Love that new picture. And thank you as always for being here. Cruise Control. And thank you, Mr. Ronald, Todd, Woodward at 3Gs, everybody. Thank you, Ron, for being here. Fellow producer, fellow friend of the show, and everybody, please check out at 3Gs. Love you, Ron. Hope you had a great time today.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Woo! Yeah, I can't believe it's my birthday already. Where's the year go, Ron? Where's it go?
Don't ask me. I don't know. Have an 11-year-old kid. Wait till you see how fast those years go.
I know. I feel like Torbert was just like in that audition room during the Valley, and it's like, how long ago was that?
Then. That was 8 years ago. Right? It was 8 years ago.
Yeah, and he was improving. He was improving back there. His improv is better than the script. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and then they're like, can you do it again? I'm like, yeah, he can do it again. Exactly like that. He had one line, and he literally rewrote it in his head and did that. And the director was just like, what the fuck? Can you do it again?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? He said, and I was like, that was perfect. It was perfect.
So good. Yeah.
It was perfect. But we love Torbert. So everybody, round of applause for Torbert.
We do.
Appreciate you, Ron.
He's going to be the Star Wars star.
Yeah, Torbert's going to lead the next Star Wars franchise. That's what I want to see.
Then I'll jump on board with that, of course.
then Ron will be there opening night.
Oh, yeah.
The Force will be strong. Yes.
We'll all be there opening night.
Yes,
we will. We'll be live on the red carpet.
There we go.
Yeah. Thirsty Daddy, too, Mr. GR Waters. Thank you for being on Cruise Control. GR, have a great night.
It was my pleasure, Brian. And I hope you have a great time over there next week.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm going to Hawaii, so
I'm thinking about you and drinking for you.
Yeah, I'm drinking right now. Happy. It's like it's the beginning of my birthday celebration right now. It's like my birthday week. It's my birthday week.
Have a great time, buddy.
Thanks. It's gonna be fun. Thank you for being here, everybody. It's always fun. Mr. Mike Casey, our resident, frothy intellectual. Thank you for being here on Cruise Control as always, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, not just a regular intellectual, Brian, like a frothy one. a one that's got butter and juice floating around and just lubricating the general environment, right?
A little cinnamon, caramel swirl.
Yeah, if you pay extra, Brian.
Shit.
Thanks, guys. God damn it, get your finger away from that button, Brian. It's incredible to hang out with you, Ron. It's incredible to hang out with you, GR. Like, honestly, like it's good before and after the show, and there are tricky elements occurring that you guys don't see. So we might be pushing some other elements of the show that are a little more monetarily advantageous. We'll see.
I'm down.
But irrespective, there is love generally distributed around the whole show with the chat because they're the ones supplying all the love. So we can just drip the edges into the monetized content. Is that a good idea, Brian?
Poetics.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
I agree with it.
Yes.
Yep. And we all agree.
I only hear that in the bedroom, buddy.
Okay.
I think
Yes.
Edward Hyde agrees with you, bro.
I need to see more.
More.
Yeah. We agree with you too. And thank you, Mike. Yes, 100%. Appreciate you. Love you, Mike. It was a great night. Thanks for coming on a Friday, man. Appreciate
A
you.
lot of fun. Yeah.
And as always, everybody, thank you for being here. We'll see you back in a week. Please enjoy your week. Take care, spike your hair, and you got to keep spreading that word as always, because the numbers keep going up because of you, everybody else you're telling, and Pappy's telling. You got to spread the love. You tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your grandmas, your grandpas, your great grandmas and grandparents that came from Europe or Japan or Italy or any place in the world or Jupiter or Saturn or any place in the universe or the multiverse that landed smack down in some chinchilla's backyard that brought that beaver party going on, and they subscribed to Kruse Control, which is fantastic. And they brought the squirrels and the chinchillas and all the woodland creatures together because they love each other so much. It's fantastic, and that's what's great because the fucking animals love each other so much. We love them too because they subscribe, and you subscribe too. Watch out for those kangaroos. Watch out for those fucking cheeses that peck your penis. Watch all those people that are fucking cool out there that are watching it. They're cool. We love them, but it's weird. It's fucking weird. Why are you videotaping that? Watch chickenspeckallday.com. It's weird shit. It's fucking weird shit. We love it, but we hate it. It's fantastic. Watch those man's mailman, the fucking postal people that are just like creeping up your backyard, throwing those packages in your backyard while you're fucking sleeping. It's nuts. We love them though too. Watch out for that whole woodland area, the deer, the antelope, and also the tigers, the lions, and the bears. Oh my! And the kangaroos and the slow fucking lemurs who slowly creep into your bedroom. But they still subscribe. It just takes them about 2 weeks, you know. And everybody, thank you for being on Kruse Control. As always, appreciate you. We love you. We're gonna miss you off this week. Please take care and please keep spreading the love because we don't want to ever stop doing this. We want to keep going forever. We love you so much.
It's too much fun. We can't stop, Brian. Are you kidding me?
Fun.
At this point, like,
Hey, we
Right?
just love it.
Yeah.
264 episodes later. I mean, like,
it's too good to ever stop.
Right?
you know.
Amen.
I mean, it
Who
can't.
wants to go see this with me?
Peppy, see what?
Go on, Peppy.
Well, I think Peppy's been drinking. I think it's all.
Why
it
you
is.
always got to give me a
We
hard
all
time?
have.
Because you fucking drink all the time, man. That's why I give a hard
Why?
time. Because you fucking drink too much. That's what it
Why are you
is.
looking at me like that?
All right, everybody. And everybody, have a great night. Take care of yourself, and
can't
we'll
be
see you
serious.
back. And yes, I'm serious. In about a week, Peppy. Anyways, take care. We love you. Until next time. See ya.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the pep star needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.